Hi, I'm Andy Tudor, Creative Director of Slightly Mad Studios, working on Project Cars.
What were your goals heading into this game?
Yeah, so we had quite an ambitious vision for Project Cars when we started. We wanted to make sure we were going to be doing a AAA racing title that was going to be compared with like Forza and Gran Turismo and things like that. And you can see that with the journey that the studio has had. We've been making racing games for like over 10 years now, so going up with that ambitious vision to do a AAA racing title like that in the simulation space. You can see that with our previous games, it's been a journey to actually get to that stage. And we knew we wanted to have the community involved from day one as well. Traditionally, games are made kind of in the dark, and you are hoping that what you're actually creating is going to be of interest to players when it actually comes out. But games take so long to make now, and they cost so much money, that's actually quite risky. And therefore, by having the community involved from day one, it meant that you can get feedback instantaneously. You don't have to wait for like shows like this or E3 or Gamescom or whatever, things like that, to get kind of critical feedback that may age your game or may direct it in a way that players really, engage with. So they've been playing the game for like over 3 years now, so they've been giving us feedback on absolutely everything from the way the cars handle, feedback on specific tracks, requests for certain features, looking at features we've already got in the game and wishing they were expanded more because they were really enjoying them. Looking at other features that maybe they're not quite so engaging with, and things like that as well. They've taken every single screenshot you've ever seen of the game. They've created millions of trailers that are out there on YouTube. So yeah, we couldn't have made the game without them, really.
Can you give us a sense of the size and scope of this game?
So Project Cars has got the largest track roster of any recent racing game. So that's a really good number to kind of talk about. We're announcing today we've added 8 more tracks into the game, including the infamous Nürburgring and the Nordschleife in Germany, Circuit Zhuhai in China as well. Players can jump into the game as well and drive down the California highway coast, or equally along the French Riviera. So tracks are really important, and we wanted to make sure we had a really global spread of tracks there. When it comes to motorsports as well, we're representing a number of different motorsports from around the world, whether that is GT or touring or Le Mans prototypes or even karts. In terms of the scope, again, the name is Project Cars. We wanted to make sure it wasn't just about road cars that you kind of upgrade and turn them into race cars. It was every kind of form of car culture from around the world. We're a multi-racial, multinational company. It's Slightly Mad Studios. Our team is comprised of people from over 18 different countries. So cars mean very different things to different people. I probably have a very different favourite car than you yourself does, or anybody that you speak to. So we want to make sure we have a large amount of variety in there. And then when it comes to everything else, we support virtual reality with Oculus Rift and the upcoming Sony's bit of hardware, the Project Morpheus. We run at 12K resolution, 4K is just not good enough for us, so if you get 3 4K monitors, TVs, and put them together, you can run the game at 12K, which is crazy. We've let the community create their own apps, so if you go to our website, projectcarsgame.com/apps, the community have made 10 to 12 apps that help support the game, whether it's speedos and rev counters or telemetry, or if you've got a Logitech gaming keyboard, showing a little information and stats on there as well. The game runs at 1080p, 60 frames a second, checks the physics at 600 times a second. You have 45 opponents on screen all at once. This is stuff that the competition just simply aren't doing. So there's a number of different car types available in Project Cars, from road cars that you would see every day on the streets. So we've got some muscle cars in there, some European sports cars, karts that you go to an enclosed, dedicated track and actually drive in as well. Track day cars that are not road legal, but they're great fun, whipping around the track. GT cars, various different classes, subclasses within the GT class there as well. Le Mans prototypes, these are the best of the best supercars and things like that. Supercars as well, obviously the most exotic, beautiful cars that are out there, the ones that you have a poster on from your wall. So like there's a ton of different cars in the game.
What are some of the different gameplay modes?
So so the Project Cars logo is comprised of 4 stripes, and they relate to the 4 different ways that we think you're going to play the game. So career mode is one. That's when you want to kind of jump in and like create a driver and start earning accolades and trying to win championships and things like that, and getting signed for the teams and things like that. And that should feel very much like Madden or NBA 2K15 or Tiger Woods, that kind of mentality of treating the driver like an athlete. Our second stripe is solo. So this is like when you just want to jump into a game and just like have a quick, either a free practice around a track or like get to know a track before you actually take it into online modes. And that's our third stripe, online, which is jumping in to play with either strangers, random people from around the world, or playing with the people on your friends list. You probably treat those guys in a very different way, and trust a certain member of your friends to like be the host and make changes to the actual game setup when you go into the game like that. And then the fourth stripe is asynchronous play. So there's people here from many different countries, nationalities, time zones. The chances of us all being online at the same time are quite slim, and therefore the fourth stripe is what we call the driver network, which allows players to compete against each other in time trial mode with downloadable ghosts and leaderboards, and then to share those moments as well with like their favourite photos and replays. And nowadays on both consoles and on PC there's a million different ways to do that, whether it's the screenshot gallery on Steam or Upload Studio on Xbox One or the PlayStation Share button right there on the controller, uploading to YouTube, streaming to Twitch. There's a million different ways of like sharing your experience. If you go to our Flickr page and our YouTube channel right now, we're curating the best bits, the best moments from drivers all the way around the world, and there's some great stories on that.